A few months ago, I went to Haiti's most dangerous slum with my local guide, Sean. It was the scariest experience of my life, and I was lucky to not get kidnapped.
Who's on point that way?
Well, Sean wasn't so lucky because a few weeks ago, he was kidnapped alongside fellow YouTuber Arab, who makes great content about street life and cultures around the world.
Tonight, a Metro Atlanta man allegedly kidnapped.
I watched anxiously as their abduction made international news. They were held by gang lords in a barbed wire compound with guns pointed at their faces. And after 17 days held captive and shelling out tens of thousands of dollars in ransom, the two boys made it out alive. Right now, I'm gonna video call Sean for the first time to hear his side of the story and find out how Haiti has descended into such chaos.
Pull a big gun, and then I raised my hands. He said, "You guys are going home to my house." And I said, "We're probably gonna get killed."
What's going on?
I'm doing okay, brother. I'm doing okay. You know, been staying home mostly, after this horrible situation. That's the first time that happened to me, you know.
First time, really?
First time.
And you've been doing this like 20 years?
Yeah, 20 years since 2004-ish, yeah.
What's happening here? They just now.
That's when I started walking in this dangerous area. Not only that, but throughout the country.
So before we talk about the kidnapping stuff, I was in Haiti like 6 months ago. What has happened to the country since I left?
It had been down. It's like more turmoil. I mean, there have been more gang violence all around the country. But I would say mostly in Port-au-Prince area. And I've been documenting so many people that have been displaced in their community because of gang violence. And I've been documenting exactly where they have been relocated. So I have been working on that, and we saw more police officers have been killed, and more civilians as well, which have been killed by this horrible situation. And it had been increasing all around Port-au-Prince area.
And the president left, right?
No, we had a prime minister. Our president was assassinated, I think, 2 years ago.
Right.
President Jovenel, from his home.
So the prime minister just left?
The prime minister went and I think in a couple of meetings that they had with the CARICOM community, which is the Caribbean.
Yeah.
And I believe that he went to Kenya as well. And on his way back to the country, all the gangs have assembled together and called themselves Viva Sam, which means live together.
Wow.
And they have decided to increase the violence so that they could keep the prime minister out of the country. And as we have informed that he have been resigned.
So with no prime minister, the gangs just control everything now?
Oh yes, they control most of the Port-au-Prince area. Let's say about 90% of the whole Port-au-Prince area, which they have been now controlled. And the violence have been increasing. And let's say Pétionville is one of the safe place in the country, and there have been some violence up in the mountain, but not actually right in the middle of Pétionville. Right. But there have been some violence not too far away from Pétionville area, where banks have been, they took money at the bank.
Wow.
Oh yeah, they went to a couple of banks and they broke into the banks.
That's crazy.
And they were able to loot. Yeah, that's all that been happening. Even schools were not spared from the violence, where a lot of schools were put in fire, and students are not able to go to school now for the past few months, and it has been quite a terrible situation.
I'm really sorry to hear that, man. And so, I mean, you were on world news for a while here because you know, a fellow YouTuber named Arab who goes into places and documents interesting cultures, kind of like what I do, street cultures. You were with him, and what exactly happened?
Well, Arab contacted me. I believe that he was in the Caribbean. He contacted me when he was somewhere else. I don't know exactly. I can't recall what part of the world that it was, and we have been planning about this for a while. And he then told me that he was coming through the Dominican Republic, and I did mention to him that there would be the borders closed. Mm-hmm. And that was the moment as well that the violence have been increasing in Port-au-Prince as well, where they stopped the flights from Cap to Port-au-Prince, and I believe that was the plan for him to fly to go Cap and then take a flight to Port-au-Prince.
Sure.
Since that was quite difficult, so we decided to meet in Cap Haitian. So I took a bus from here in the middle of all those gangs I saw them, and I sent someone to the border to pick him up because I have contacts all over the country
Sure.
when I do this kind of works.
Sure.
And people that I work with. So I sent to pick him up, and it was quite difficult for him to get through. And I reached the cop, and I stayed in a hotel. I met him by a hotel, and then we start working right away. And then the next day, we work as well. We went to the most beautiful part of Haiti, which is Cap-Haïtien, Labadie, and Ilara, which we changed the name now to Amiga Island. We did some good shoots there.
Nice.
And we decided to travel back to Port-au-Prince, where a meeting was already arranged with Barbecue.
And who's Barbecue?
And Barbecue is it's a former police officer, and his real name is Jimmy Seizia. And we decided to meet him to have an interview with him, and that was all set. And then we woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, and we took the road, and I was driving. I started driving to the worst part of the woods, and then he could feel that I was a bit tired. Then he said, "Well, I can drive." And I asked him, "Do you have a license?" He said, "Oh, yeah, I do." And which I never see, but we drove, and I gave him the wheel, and then that was my time for me to just take a little rest.
How long is the drive?
The drive is 6 hours.
Okay.
And then we drove approximately, let's say, 5 hours later, we met with a group of police officers that was a checkpoint in the Mibale area. And they decided to stop us, which they did, and they asked for a driver's license.
Oh.
Mr. Arab didn't have one. And they asked us for some money, we gave to them, and we take some shots, videos with them, and as I was going back again to just lay back and relax, I'm a guy who's always curious, and I looked back, and I saw that one of them raised up their phones, and to me, that was a bit strange. And what was strange as well is why he didn't offer a driver's license, but an ID card, but they took it, and they accept that we leave. And I would assume that because we give them some money and they accept to do so. We keep driving, and I keep checking my phone at the same time to see if my contact actually saw the photo of my car.
Yeah.
Which was the arrangement.
Sure.
But yeah, we start driving, and there was some position where we didn't even have let's say signals, you know?
Yeah.
And I couldn't see if actually my contacts actually read the message. He didn't read it. And we continue, and the bottom of the hill, an area called Mont Cabrit, which is Boat Mountain.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a big truck in front of us. And I didn't pay too much attention if the gang group was sitting on the left part of the road, but they stopped the big truck. So I'm a guy that in that area, when I'm driving, I drive fast. So I was speeding, and then one of them come around the truck and just pull a big gun on me.
Oh, wow.
And then I raised my hands, and I said, and he said, "Why did you stop?" I said, "I didn't see you guys. I'm sorry, I apologize, but I didn't see you." And then he came toward the car and the door said, "Oh, I know you. I've seen you."
Oh, man.
Which they said, "I've seen you. I've seen you doing an interview with one of our soldiers, which is Chihuahua." That was the time that I was working with Chris Smith. We did an interview around that area with one of those gang. Now he's dead. And I said, okay, since they said they know me, they see me, not knowing, of course, I don't know these gang members, but they will actually let me go, and I will find my way out. And I start talking to them, and they said, "Well, come down and give us some respect." And then I came down and shook their hands, and then I pulled 10,000 good and said, "Well, this is my pass," because that's how it works. Any car that is passing by, and you pay an amount for your passage.
Sure. How much is that in dollars?
That would be approximately $60.
Okay.
Yeah. So I offered to pay them. He said, "No, I'm not the one that's taking that money. It's the chief, because they have chief."
Yeah, sure.
That is, yeah. And I said, "Okay, where's the chief?" And then the chief came, and he saw Arab in the car. And he said, is that a blonde? Is that a white man?
Yeah.
I said, yeah, I didn't say it's a white man. I said, well, that's a journalist that is with me, a YouTuber. And we're on our way to do an interview. And he said, ask for him to come down.
Oh.
Then I went to Arab. I said, you know what? They asked for you to come down. Let me talk. Do not say a word.
Yep.
But the original was changed when he came down. I don't want to go into details.
Sure, that's fine.
And then they decided to take us to a trailer. And then they put us inside of the trailer, and then they put two men, one with an M16 and other one with a shotgun. And they were high as
Damn, dude.
and cracking cocaine. I could see it in their eyes. At one moment they will click, and the second moment they will be calm. And then they asked, can you help us find guns? And then he said, no, I can't help you find any guns. But there was a reason why they asked, because what he was showing on their phones.
That's crazy, dude.
Oh yeah. And then they put a shotgun at me in the M16, and they asked me to give them the gun. I said, which gun? I don't have guns on me. And they said, yes, you have guns under your pants. I said, I don't have any guns under my pants. And then they said, are you refused to give us a gun? I said, man, I have no guns. Why you keep asking for guns where I don't have any guns? And he pointed at me and he pulled the charger, the magazine, and it was full with charger, with ammunition in it. And he put it back and he dropped the guns, and then he put it back on me and said, if you don't pull down your pants and show me the gun, I will empty the whole charger on you.
Wow.
And there was the guy next to him with that gun that had his gun down. He said, what are you doing? Why don't you put the guns, why did you point at him? They're all pointing at me. And Arab was sitting against the wall, and I was sitting on the table.
But you didn't have a gun.
You
didn't have a gun.
I did not.
Yeah, I know.
I did not.
I know you don't have guns.
And I don't use guns.
I know that. I remember. Yeah.
And I pulled down my pants and showed them that there was no guns. And then they keep pointing at me. And at some moment, they will put the guns down. And I start talking to them, and I keep asking them, well, how do you guys get in that situation? How do you happen to be here? And one of them was telling me how he was just in prison, while the prison just break out. There was a prison downtown Port-au-Prince and one that located in Quadebouquet as well, not too far from them. So Lamont Sanjou broke that prison. So that was one of the guys that just got out of prison that used to be part of the gang that come back to the gang.
Oh, because that.
And hold the shotgun.
All the prisoners were released in Haiti. Is that what you're talking about? From that prison?
Oh yes. There was two prisons that was booked by the gang book.
Oh my God.
There was one, I think 3,600 escaped from it, and there was another one, I can't recall how many of them were escaped, but I know in the area, the compound where they put me, I was able to interview a whole lot of them while I was in there.
But did you know you were getting into this situation because all these prisoners were released? Did you know that was coming?
No, not at all. I know the prisoners have no guns. I know the gang members have guns.
True.
But a gun was given to this guy because he was part of the gang before he got into prison. Because he told me what happened, that he was part of the gang, and then he had the land, and someone came and tried to steal the land from him, and he decided to shoot the men, and he shot two of them, and the police arrested him, and he was in jail, in prison for about 8 years. And he's out.
Wow.
And then I was able to talk to them in that way that they calmed down, and they were become cool in a bit, and then they click.
Right in your face? Hold the gun right in your face?
The guns, they were about a few feet away from me.
What was Arab?
For like a few.
What was Arab doing?
Arab was there. He was asking questions as well. But he doesn't know the language. He doesn't also know the culture. And I was trying my very best to just calm him down. He doesn't speak English, so
Right.
Creole, either French, but he speaks some Spanish. So that's how we were able to just calm him down, and then they put the guns down. And I sent some of them to buy cigarettes, and they got the cigarette and they start smoking with me. So it's like because I wanted to get into the situation to find a way how we could get away from it. And this is how I usually play my cards. And afterward, they took our car that we rented, and they took it to pick up the bus, which we in La Marsanjou. And they came back with a car and with a few cars again, a bunch of cars. They come back, and our car was there. And then they start asking our questions. They start asking us questions. And then there was some mistake that was being done in those questions. I don't want to go in.
That's fine.
Then they decided that they will take us hostage. And he told me, well, if you have one of those guys, which is a Ransom, which the gang members which knew that you were passing through, we will release you. I said, oh God, that's a good thing.
Yeah. Okay,
now let me try. And then I tried to call Barbecue. I couldn't reach him, but he was fighting at that time.
Okay.
I tried to call a guy named Campus. I could not reach him. But there were other guys that were out there that was in constant contact with me. But at that area where we were, there was no phone reception.
Yeah, sure.
So it would fall, it would come back. They would fall, it would come back. The signal would fall and come back. But then when I get in their cars, driving toward them, they came and just, the chief came, he put his arms around us, our neck. He said, you guys are going home to my house.
Oh,
and I said, we got kidnapped.
You said,
he said, are you serious? I said, yes, we got kidnapped. And now we have to play our cards right.
Wow.
And see how we will not get hurt by them or get killed. Let's try our best to stay alive in that situation. And right away when they're done doing that, they went to a house nearby and they looted everything that was in the house. Solar panel, blenders, anything that they could find. And I saw them coming and put it in the car and their cars. And they had a 15-year-old boy right beside me with a gun. So he was guarding us. And this guy is starting to fall asleep. And I had in mind to find a way and just take the gun away from him. That's why I was saying, maybe we can take the gun away from him and jet out. But the car was broken down. It's not a good car. So we decided, I was like, hey, let's not do this stupid.
Yeah.
And then they drove us to their compound, which took about 45 to 1 hour. And we got there. They put us in a room. I guess that used to be the chief old house. That's where he used to live. But he built another house right beside it, which I find out from people in there. That's the house he built for his mother. And that's where his mother also lives. I mean, his family.
Got it.
And they put us in there, and they went through our luggage, my bag, his luggage. They went through it, and they took what they could find. But they left me with my camera. They left him also with his camera, but he didn't have any SD card. And that's when they asked him to call his parents. He said, I won't be able to call my mother because if I call him, she would have a heart attack, and I will call my brother. And then they decided, okay, we'll allow you to call the brother. But then they said, they keep asking me, do you have a family? Do you have this? Do you have that? I said, I don't have anyone. I'm here alone.
Smart.
Yeah, so I don't want them to know anything.
Yeah, of course. But did they knew who you were from interviews and videos, they said?
Yeah, they did. And I saw so many of them in there that I know from different areas where I went in conduct interviews, and many of them know them.
Is this the same gang as Cité Soleil that we saw, or no?
No. This one is located in the Croix-des-Bouquets area.
Okay.
When it's Kennedy, when you go into the east or the central plaza.
Got it.
So that's where the gangs. And I have no contact with them. I don't know anyone that's part of the gang. The only person I do recall that used to be with them is Wowo. Wowo is that guy that we had the interview with.
Yeah.
Past, me and Chris.
Yeah.
And who had died now, so he's no longer alive. So and then they had him called. They said it's $600,000, and I was like, oh no, we're not gonna get out.
What are you asking for?
We are mafia, so we don't use the bank account. $600,000.
We're gonna have to find a way to just play with them, play the cards with them, and lower the amount. And it came back at $500,000.
Dollars.
Oh yeah, and they came back. They like $300,000. Like they're going by. At some point, I was not counting days. And I would every day I come there, I was, how many days I've been here?
Were they treating you nicely? Were they feeding you? Were they giving you things or no?
Oh yes, they gave us food. And there was, I think that the second or the third day, they came and said, we are going to buy you groceries. And they went to a supermarket and they bring groceries. They bring bread, they bring nuts, they bring a juice. This kind of juice, not natural juice.
Yeah.
This kind of juice in the box. And they bring those juice and they brought stuff. And then we also share it with the prisoners and also some of his soldiers they're not having food.
Right.
So we share it with them. And then also they will bring spaghetti. So they will feed us spaghetti for a couple of days. And then some rice that they will feed us. But we remain locked in that area for the whole time we were there. Only one time that we got out to do our workout, and then the king, that's how they call him there, Lamar Sanjou, decided and said, no, there is no such thing. This is now who we treat people that we kidnap. And the first time that I heard that, they said kidnap.
Oh.
But the whole time, it's like we were his visitors. And this is how you treat your visitors. You just lock them in a place, and then you're forcing them to pay a ransom. While I was in there as well, there was a lot of alcohol that was in that room. There was boxes of alcohol from the ground to the ceiling in that bathroom.
Wow.
Oh, yes. And the bathroom was not a proper bathroom. Even the toilet was not proper. So there was no cover in it, and we had to bathe in a bucket of water, something that you just drop on. We had to use the same soap the whole time.
What were you and Arab talking about for most of the time? Because as I understand, you were kidnapped for 17 days, which is a long time.
Yeah, we were talking about a whole lot of stuff. I mean, we were there, we were making, at some point I was trying to make plans on how to escape, because I was saying there is no way that he's going to pay this amount of money. And they didn't ask you for money, because they said, if we see you on the street, there is no way that we will kidnap you.
Yeah.
And I don't think you have anybody that can give that money for you. And at some point they said, there was a couple of them that said, we could have let you go, I said, even if you would let me go, I would not go anywhere without him. Because this is my client.
That's why you're a really good guide, man. That's why you're a great guide. Yeah.
I said, this is my client. And I'm working with him. I mean, I happen to be in that situation with him. I'm not going anywhere without him. And I think the best way that we can do is try to find a way that get a good settlement, and that way we could leave this area.
Sure.
At some point, they wanted to keep Arab, because the most funny thing is when he mentioned to them that I could teach you how to make money on YouTube and TikTok and Instagram. And I was like, now, even if we give money, perhaps they're just going to keep us here as slaves because they have slaves, And I said, Arab, this is what he said. You should not be saying that. Let's try to change the narrative and said, they need a bank account, because they said they're not dealing with that. And they said the only money that they want is cash. So let's tell them, YouTube is not monetized in Haiti. Instagram does not monetize in Haiti. TikTok is not. And they need a bank account. You can't use their name without any banks.
Right.
So that will discourage them. So they won't have to take apart anything like that.
Right.
And then it was like, okay. And then he came, we told them that. So they become discouraged and they don't want to deal with that YouTube, whatever it is again. So that was a great tactic to change things a little bit. And they tell them, you know what? Even if you give the money, we're gonna keep you here for a little while because we really do know how to make that money.
Wow. At what points did you actually think that you were gonna die?
When they keep coming back, there was a moment where the ransom was already paid without us being exchanged. So I think that was a mistake on how the exchange was being made, because we had to be there when the exchange was being made. They took the money and they come back and said, the money they offered is not enough. We didn't pick up the money. But they already picked it up. They said, we're asking for 100,000. And that's what we can do for you. And they start coming and we keep calling them and keep calling them back and keep calling them back. They said, we'll take 70,000. And then I said, you know what? If we don't do anything, we're probably gonna get killed. And I was thinking of sending the information to his YouTubers, and maybe that will raise the awareness and then people would know about it. And I said, no. It needs to go local first. When it go local, they will not take his us because they know we work with international press.
Right.
Especially me. And you're also from the US. So they will think it is us. We won't have our phones anymore. Let's make it go local, and they will think it's the guy that is doing the exchange here and Port-au-Prince that did it. We dropped the charge on him. They don't know him. They don't even know his name. They don't even have his number. He used another number for everything. That being said, it was done. And then at one point they came angry. They had me listen to one journalist here that was saying that an American YouTuber along with a local Haitian journalist have been kidnapped, and Lamo Sonju have kidnapped them coming down from Moncabrit, Goat Mountain, and they are still being hostage. And they got upset, and a confusion was being raised in there. And it said, okay, now it's time to send it international.
Tonight, a Metro Atlanta man allegedly kidnapped by a dangerous gang in Haiti.
And then so it went international as well. Everyone knows what's happening.
Bro, everybody sent me articles, like everywhere. It was all over the news, man. It was crazy. And then I didn't know you were kidnapped too until I read somewhere that like his guide, Sean, I was like, oh man, yeah.
Yeah, but that's what I said. When they came back and they didn't exchange us and they took the money, I said, oh, if we don't do anything now, those guys are probably gonna kill us. And there will be no trace of us because no one knows that we're here except for our family.
Right.
You know? And then we did that. And then when they said that the money was not enough, and they tried, the negotiator that was here in Haiti, he tried and said, well, I have 6,000 more. And then they decided that they were gonna take that 6,000 and exchange that. But when every media was, talking about it, there was an article about it. But to tell you, they have people working in the media working with them. This guy is too dumb to find out all these things.
Yeah.
Oh yes, 100%.
But
I could see it, I could tell.
Why was international media helping you guys get released? I don't understand.
Well, no, it's like the words were coming out, and now they will know that the U.S. Embassy know. Therefore, because I think the U.S. Embassy have put some money aside to help get this guy. I think it's $1 million. I don't remember. I can't recall.
Really? The U.S. Embassy offered $1 million?
I believe so. I think it's the U.S. Embassy or whoever from the U.S.
Why didn't they take it?
Who would take it?
Wait, the U.S. Embassy offered $1 million to pay the ransom?
No, because this guy is the same guy that kidnapped the 17 missionaries.
Okay.
If you recall.
Yeah, I remember.
So the money was already offered. Anyone that can help us get this guy, this is the amount of money.
Oh, to get the guy. Got it.
Yeah. So he become afraid, though. They don't want the U.S. Embassy to know that they could just kidnap an American again.
Got it.
And then they decided at the last day, release us. And then he came and says, I'm going to release you guys. Get ready. And then the same time, there was a guy that arrived, the guy that was doing the negotiation for inside. He speaks perfect English. He used to live in an orphanage. And he came to me so sad. And I said, Emerson. And he had a nickname called, I don't know if his real name or which one is his nickname, Pop Shove. And he's a rapper. He loves to rap. And he did a little bit of rapping for us as well while we were there. And he said, I lost 2 soldiers. But at that night, before they released us, they went to war with another gang member, which means a soldier that they have placed and which does not follow the orders. So they decided to go and fight with him the whole time that we were there. And I said, you lost 2 soldiers. Is that with the guy that we were fighting last night? He said, no, we lost 2 soldiers that we sent to buy guns, and the police intercepted them. And then they took all the money. The population took them over and killed them.
Wow.
When I came out of the compound, they took me out. That's when I find out that it was a police officer and a guy who works for the government. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
So this is how corrupt this country is. How could you be a police officer and you are in service of a gang member buying guns for them?
So sad, man.
So this is where my fear is coming from. Like knowing that there are police officers out there and government officials and rich people actually working with those people, those gangs, in other words. I mean, this kind of, also the recruitment as well. It's crazy. And how I come to find out how they do and how they recruited soldiers. It's from the streets. Kids that are on the streets have no mother, have no father. He recruited them, he give them food and feed them and put guns in their hands. There's a 12-year-old boy with a M16, and I asked him, can you shoot this gun? He said, yes, I already passed 2 charges in it. They show me how to shoot.
Oh my God.
And I asked one of the guys, Silapli, that was with them. I asked Silapli, his boy told me that he can shoot that gun. Is that true? He said, I'm the one who trained him.
Wow. 12 years old.
12 years old. I don't even know how to use these guns, but this little boy knows.
So when they released you, what did you do in that moment? And were you scared that something was going to happen, that you were going to get caught again?
I asked them, where are you going to release us? And they asked me, which part would you prefer that we would drop you? I said, you can drop me in Quadribuque area, not too far from the bridge, and then I'll find my way home. Mm-hmm. Which they put me in, I think it was a 10 convoy cars. We were in the middle. 5 was behind us,
Wow.
5 was in front of us.
Wow.
And they were full with guns and full with soldiers. And they were packed like chicken in the back of the pickup truck. Wow. With big guns. And they dropped us where we told them to drop us, not too far. I told them not too far. And then we came down and then we salute them. I said, okay guys, thank you. And I check out. I drive as fast as I never stop in the woods. I drive until we get to Pétionville. That's where the car broke down with us. And then I was thinking that, are they gonna kidnap us? I said, we're safe here, we're safe. Don't worry, we're safe. And there was some motorcycle guys I know that was not too far from where the car broke down. And I called them. I said, can you help us push that car so it doesn't block the road, so we can put it in a place where it would be safe. And then they came. And I find volunteers as well coming. And we all pushed the car out. And I was in the car directing it. And we put the car in a safe place, and then we took a motorcycle and go to a hotel, and that's where the negotiator that was out there helping us with releasing, we met him, and then we went to another hotel.
So everything was fine after you got released?
Oh yes, everything was fine.
Dude, I can't believe what you just told me. That's so crazy, man. And I hope that you will be safe moving forward. I mean, I don't know what the future brings for Haiti. I hope that it's positivity, but please take care, man. It's really scary, bro.
I stay optimistic. And I believe that this country will not remain the way that it is. I think the situation that is happening now, I believe that a greater change is going to come for this country. And this country will become a paradise where people will work it up. And all those guns which you see on the street will no longer be there. We only need the support of the international community. And that They say what they say that they were going to do, and they actually we want to trust their words, and that they will actually help Haiti get out of this situation. Because if they don't, there won't be no people living in Port-au-Prince area any longer, because the gangs are fighting with each other, and then the people are being killed, victimized by the situation. People are being raped, and those women and girls are traumatized by this situation. And there is no one to help them.
I saw it in Cité Soleil, man. I saw things that was terrible, if you remember.
Yes.
Are you worried that someone's gonna find you? Because you seem to be hiding right now.
I don't want to be on the streets. Because if it was only the gangs themselves, I know I'd be safe. But when it's just like a composition of gangs and law enforcement, that worries me. Anything can happen. You know?
Are you scared right now?
For no one.
Are you scared?
I won't say scared, but I'm cautious.
Cautious.
Yeah. I don't want to be exposing myself to a situation like that. I'm not a person who's scared. I don't like fear. Fear brings too much stress and too much trauma. And I'm not that person that would allow fear to take over my soul, my spirit, and my body.
Wow, man.
That's the kind of person that I am.
You were tough as nails, as we say. You were a strong person, and I just wish the best for you, bro. Thank you for sharing your story. I can't believe you were kidnapped for 17 days. I'm really glad that you and Arab made it out safely, and I hope we can learn from this lesson, man.
Oh yes, I already did. And there is no way that myself, will go back to those areas any longer until the country is set back to normal. Because I have people that loves me. And I imagine myself while I was in there. That was my biggest, that's what the fear coming from when I was in there. Those that love me, that I create that issue and put them in that situations where they don't know where I'm at and bring them all that stress. And I do not want to do that anymore. And that's done. I will continue doing my journalism work, doing my research, but I'm staying away from those dangerous areas.
Thank you, bro. Hey, good to catch up with you. I'm glad to hear you're safe, and we wish you all the best in Haiti, man.
Thank you.
Wow, I am speechless. I can't believe that happened. That was my biggest fear going to Haiti, that I was gonna get kidnapped and taken into a room for 17 days with gangsters with guns and have to pay a ransom. It's just like a reality check. It's a gut check of like some of the work that I do and some other YouTubers like Arab and going into communities and trying to document places, but it comes at real risks, and we need to be really, really careful. As we try to tell stories in faraway places and in political turmoil places, it's important just to really think about like safety, think really hard about it, and don't push the limits. I did push the limits. When I went to Haiti, that was probably in the top 3 most scared experiences I've ever had, along with getting detained at the North Korea-Russia border, getting in a bus crash in India, getting held up at a checkpoint in Afghanistan, and this story in Haiti. Like, these experiences like really have scarred me, and I don't know, it just a lot of realizations coming out. But Sean is a great guy. I'm really glad he made it out safely. Arab, glad you made it safely, man. I know we've never spoken in real life before, but I've been a fan of your work, and really glad that you're alive and well. So thanks for watching this video, guys, and we'll be back next week with some more content from around the world. Catch you later. Peace.